Hello viewers, how are you? Today we will discuss in the part 1 of the World War One series. We will discuss about the pre-war situations in the Europe, Africa, Asia and other countries. First of all, it must remember that the World War One was started in 28 July 1914 and ends on 11th of November 1918. This was a period of 4 years, 3 months and 14 days. First of all, I will discuss about what were the situations and what was the economic, social and cultural life of Europe before the World War One. First of all, I will discuss about the economy. What was the economy of the Europe and other countries? That era was the Europe experiencing the rapid industrialization, especially in Germany and Great Britain. Germany and Great Britain were at the top of the industrialization at that era. Number two, new technologies and new manufacturing methods are introduced, emerged in the textile and steel industry and the many other industries. So the international trade competing for colonies resources. It means that in that era, especially Great Britain, the France, Netherlands, and other countries has the colonies in different parts of the world. So they use that resources, and then that resources from the colonies are utilized in the Europe, and they made their industries at the best conditions. Overall, it is the economic situation of the Europe. One thing must remember that at that time, United States was at the top in the economic conditions, and Europe, Japan, and other countries are also in the highest level of economic grooming. That period was called the economic boom, or we can say a revival period. In that situations, all things are going up. The employment levels, the inflations, and all other macroeconomic tools are under control. And that is the period in which Europe and other countries are at the highest level. They uh, in employment, they in income, they in international trade were at most good levels. And now we will discuss about the social structure. In that era, before the World War One, urbanization, mean urban areas are developing, and the rural people go into the urban areas for the jobs, for their businesses, or for their services. And the other thing was the working conditions growing, and working condition was uh, very good. Another thing that working uh, classes growing at the growing position. Every level of the economy grows up, and every class of labor, either they are elite class, middle class, or the lower class or poor, are experiencing good jobs and taking good jobs and earning more monies. Another point is that increase in the labor classes. Salaries also increase and laborers want to work. So, if we conclude in these 2 points, what is the economic conditions and what are the social conditions, it was likely be we thought that why they enter into the war. If all conditions are very good, they are in good economic conditions and they have a good social lives. And if we discuss about the infrastructure, it was the time where railway systems grow up, and many cities were of the Europe was attached with each other, and railway system growing up very fastly, very rapidly. And other thing is that the telegram and telegraph telephone system setups growing up, and every institution, every industry, every firm, every trade has these type of communication, a telegram, telephone, and also the telephones. And class divisions are start. Wealth concentrate on some people, but they provide the jobs. Infrastructures, after infrastructure, we can explain that another thing, that ports were developed. All the ports were developed, and all the or the maximum of the trade, international trade, converted into the marine uh, by ships from one place to another. So ports were established either in Germany, either in France, UK, or Italy, and other countries. It was working on the railway system and also on the uh, uh, port systems and developing the ports. So the ports are the important component for the international trade, and you know that by the ships or by the sea or by the ocean, the trade is very low cost. So they develop their ports, and cities are developing. Cities were developing that time, and roads, bridges, and very public buildings were established at that time. And the GDP, if we discuss about the GDP, it must be noted that at that time, USA was the most uh, economically better country in the world at that time also. But the GDP in the Germany was $5,700 per capita, and the population was only 68 million people. And in the Great Britain, France, Russia, and also many other countries are also experiencing the economic developments and per capita income increasing. Now we will conclude that if the economy is going good, social sectors are very good, and infrastructures are very good, and also the GDPs are very high, why they uh, enter into the war? Now I will discuss the some major points. What were the causes of the World War I? Number one, before the start of the 20th century, in the last session of or the in the 19th century, 1800 to 1899, you know that many powers were expelled from the colonized systems, especially Portugal and Spain. Spain was uh, uh, and Portugal was also expelled from the countries, and new countries like Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, United States, even in the end of the 18th century, 1776 or 18th centuries, and also established. The new countries were into the world. So the era was from the 150 years. The many peoples which are uh, divided into different countries. They were divided geographically, but socially they want uh, to be combined, or we can say that they never need any division. For example, the Ottoman empires. Ottoman empires were consist on three continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. And this was also uh, uh, a type of Islamic state, but many other countries like Bulgaria, Romania, Greece, that were not Muslims, that were Christians, and they were to be separate. But culturally, they don't want to be divided. Did not demand it for the divisions. So these social cultures were in the economies and in the social lives. And first of all, I will discuss before World War I. There were many conflicts between Japan, between Germany and Prussia, between England and France, between Spain and Portugal, and between many other countries. Ottoman Empire fought two Balkan Wars, 1912 and 1930. It means 1912 and 1913, before the 1 year of the war, was also Europe and Ottoman Empire into the war. So these wars create the main purpose and conflict between the countries that want to fight a big war. And now you must remember that the people, especially in Austro-Hungarian, German, and Russian and Ottoman, these were the four empires, and including the Great Britain was also a big empire, colonization system, and it was established a huge area of the empire. So these socially uh, concentrated or dispersion or dispersion was also a cause of the World War One. And in the Ottoman empires, German empires, Austro-Hungarian Empire, Russian Empire, they are also involved in the secret agreements with the many other countries. You know that at that time there was no UN, no League of Nations, no international level institution which can arbitrate between these countries. So it means might is right that time. If you have a military, you have a power, you can capture the area of the other countries. So these were the main socio-economic and socio-psychological and socio-infrastructure uh, dispersions or dispersions that create that war. And these were the main purposes by which they fought. But at the end, I will tell you that war is not a solution. At the end, the war ended. There was no result. One party had claimed that they have won. The other claimed that they have won. But some parties compensated, some parties not compensated. But after all, it is a loss of human beings. So stay tuned, and I will discuss some more things what happened in the World War One and what was the conditions, especially Austro-Hungarian and the Serbian conflicts and other some conflicts, and start how the war started and what was the main battles in that war and how that was fought. And first of all, I will request all of you that subscribe and like share this channel for promotion. I will give you more information about the different types of geographical battles, wars of the world. Now I will describe that what is the location of the World War. The location was Europe, Middle East, Africa, Pacific, Atlantic Oceans, Mediterranean, and Adriatic or Arctic region. In this war, the Allied forces were France, UK, Russia. Russia was until 1917. Russia started the war in 1914, but in until 1917, that was the part of the Allied forces. And then Italy, 1915 to 1918, mean Italy was not the part at the start of the war. And another country which was involved in this, it was USA. United States entered into the war in 1917 to 18, and Japan. Mean the Allied forces were France, UK, Russia, Italy, USA, and Japan. And I also described that Russia, Italy, and USA not fought the full war. They entered either in afterward or before the conclusion of the war. They expelled the Central Powers against with the Allied forces fought were Germany, Austria, Hungary, Austro-Hungarian empires, Ottoman empires, and Bulgaria. And Bulgaria entered in 1915 only. They fought only 1915. But here I will discuss about the Balkan Wars. These were the also as main point by which we can say that Ottoman Empire entered into these wars or battles. Balkan Wars, there were two Balkan Wars. Number one, first Balkan War 1912 and second Balkan War 1913. In the first Balkan War, it was between the Ottoman empires versus some league unions, or league unions means some countries combine their and make a coalition. They were Bulgaria, Greece, Serbia, and Montenegro. They fought against the Ottoman Empire. Our main reason was the religious purpose, so they fought a war in 1912 that is called the First Balkan War. This war was concluded at the Treaty of the London 1913, and it was declared that the League Union, mean Bulgaria, Greece, Serbia, Montenegro, beat the Ottoman empires in this, and many countries established as a new countries in the world or the map of the world, especially Bulgaria, Greece, and many parts of the Italy. The Second Balkan War was fought in 1913. In this time, the Bulgaria, which was in the First World War, the winner against the Serbia, Romania, Greece, Montenegro, and Ottoman Empire, supported these countries. And in this war, Bulgaria were defeated, and another territory was established, and then these two Balkan wars concluded. But you know that I have discussed some countries like Ottoman Empire, Bulgaria, Romania, Italy, Montenegro, Greece. These were the main countries, 1912 and 1930s. In these conflicts, the social sector and cultural sector in some extent was disturbed. So the other forces like France, Britain, Russia, German wants to start a war. But I also described that there was many secret agreements between the countries, superpowers, empires. If the war was declared or war was outbreak, the other country will support that country. So these were the special some reasons which I know that everybody never listen about these things, which was the main cause of the war. The war not started with one event, one single event. War is a result of many small battles or small wars which were fought in the past. Then it become a great war. Then the Great War, World War I, was started. Thank you so much, and I think you will listen it and understand what I want to say. So it will be easy for me that I can describe the World War I's situations with pictures, with videos, and with some data you easily. I think it is a good time uh, which will I will give you and you will spend with me in the channel and for the promotion of the channel, and I will try to expand these in different areas, not only the wars, on in the economic sectors, in the geographical sectors. Thank you very much. Allah.